So, coming into this episode of Seven Deadly Sins, did you guys, regardless if you read this part in the manga or if you actually watch this as anime onlys, do you guys have a tear or two or cry? Post in the comments because this thing would have been hyped up to be, in fact, on comicbook.com, there's actually been hyped up to be the saddest episode of the Seven Deadly Sins yet. So, I can see that coming in. I'm not going to say I didn't get the feels, but I held back a tear or two because I knew coming in this was going to be an emotional episode, and the reason is we already knew what was going to happen to Liz because it already took place. So this was just reliving Meliodas' memories by having different perspectives. It seemed like Meliodas actually wanted to stay where he was because he actually questioned, oh, maybe my adventures in Leoness was actually, maybe it was a dream after all, maybe my time with Liz was actually real. So much so he actually ends up getting ticked off at Zaneri for actually activating the spell, and then when he comes back, so this is all about Meliodas getting over that pain and actually forgetting about blocking out all emotions. That's the key to controlling his sealed power. But obviously the problem is he can't forget about Liz and he can't forget about the pain of loss, and it becomes a problem throughout most of this episode. So much so that Elizabeth is actually standing by. In fact, she's actually given a trial of herself to actually a seed bloom into a flower, I guess, but she doesn't do any of that because she's pretty much glued to Meliodas' every move and word. It was different perspectives and different montages of Liz's, I guess, Meliodas' time with Liz, because at some points it's actually looking to be a happy time for Meliodas. They were both happy. Other times it actually turned into despair because Liz was actually on the verge of death. In fact, we don't really get to see how she died. It's like the same scene we've seen over and over. By the, I guess the demonic being we actually got introduced to in season 2, but we still really don't know how things played itself out. So I'm guessing we still got more to that flashback that meets the eye. Either way, it's a traumatic experience for Meliodas into the past. And actually, the first thing he does is grope Liz, and he actually gets elbowed in the face for it. So scenes and scenarios got played over and over again until Meliodas couldn't take it anymore. And when he does come back into reality, he's like, Zenaria, put me back so I can try it one more time. And even when she does, it's just like, no, I can't do that because it's too much. Your body can't hack it. You'll end up killing yourself. Even when he says, yo, I can hack this, I can do this. Even in the previous episode, he said, I can handle any trial no matter how painful it is. No, he couldn't. And even in this, he says, no, I can't do it. I can't forget Liz. He was encouraged by Elizabeth. So that actually turns out to be his motivation. And it's his reason to keep moving on and actually forgetting about the pain, forgetting about the Liz, forgetting about all emotions, and actually not allowing the same mistake to happen again. So that's his resolution with protecting the people he cares about. The people he has now, he needs to protect. It's similar to what Luffy went through when he lost Ace and Marineford. Jinbei had to snap him out of it. So look, let's don't think about what you've lost. Think about what you still have. And that in Luffy's case, it was Nakama, the Straw Hats. In Meliodas' case, it's still Liz and the rest of his comrades. So there you go. So that's his resolution for keep fighting. He's able to block all emotions, and now I'm assuming he's able to harness once he gets training that he needs. In fact, we actually see Jenna actually come up with the rest of the seven, I guess, the rest of the sins, coached into training because they're saying they're weak, and yeah, I can agree with that. So this is where the training kicks in the land of the Druids. We actually get to find out that Jenna was actually training Hendrik soon, so where the hell is Gil Thunder and company? I'm curious, and he just straight up passed out, and King got pissed off because obviously because what he did with Deanna, and I get the feeling Deanna's going to has to overcome the same trial. And I said this same thing about Bon. It looks like it's creeping that way because by the end of this episode, we actually get into Bon's flashback. So this is flashback mania. We're still running wild. We're coming to learn more about these characters with the exception of Gopher and Merlin. We already know some bits about Bon's backstory, but I'm kind of curious what's going to happen once we get that elusive backstory of not only Merlin but also Gopher as well, because Gopher was a doll, so we don't know much about him. We barely know anything about Merlin other than a connection with I guess the Demon King or the Demon Clan, we could assume. But other than that, Meliodas, we're coming to learn more about him. His character got major development. It transitions over to Bon and Jericho, which I think this is going to serve as the same lesson for Bon, even though his whole priority right now is trying to bring Elaine back to life. I get the feeling that he's going to go for the same tribulation. Like, the reason that Meliodas was able to overcome his trial was because of Elizabeth's words. I get the feeling, even though it's a trial, Bon has to overcome that pain himself because it's becoming increasingly painfully obvious that he can't bring back Elaine back to life just casually, because he was looking for a magic spell, a way to actually, magical items to actually revive Elaine. So there's no magical item on Earth that's capable of that. If it would, I'd charge a handful for it. So I'd be a billionaire because. So he's told that there's a certain being, an actual, I guess, a werefox who can revive the dead. We come to find out the werefox doesn't. He says he doesn't have the ability to revive the dead, but I'm wondering why they brought him around. They had him stay around. If he doesn't have the ability to revive Elaine, then what's the point? And I get the feeling the last words he said, all humans turn out to be selfish in the end. So that triggers a flashback with Bond, and we're going to get to see more of that next week. And this is what I mean by this. You may have to go for the same trial, or at least something similar that Meliodas had to go through with, because right now he has Jericho. So there's a good chance he may not be able to bring back Elaine, but little by little, and it's subtle hints, like you can see Jericho, I should say Bond, actually warming up. We know how Jericho feels about Bond. That's obvious. And in fact, we actually get more interaction in this episode, which is kind of cool, I guess, for the shippers as well. When he sees the group eyeing up, I guess, Jericho, because she looks like she looks rich and she looks like a classy lady, so they were about to ambush her. So Bond's like, let's just leave, because if we leave, they're going to attack you. So, and normally Bond would just go up there, just smack the shit out of him, because that's what he does. He encourages a fight, but in this case, Bond is actually walking away from a fight in order to protect Jericho. So it's subtle hints like that. I know it doesn't seem like it. Bond's doing it in his own way, but that's the feelings I got. And I think the more he does that, the more interaction we get with him and Jericho, the more he's going to warm up to Jericho, and actually eventually be someone similar to Elaine, kind of like Elizabeth is to Meliodas now. And I get the feeling that Bond's going to make the same pledge that Meliodas made, that he doesn't want anything bad to happen to Jericho. I could be looking too far into the future, but that's the feelings I'm getting, because that's the reason why we have that flashback now. Because he continues to warm up. Then Bond's just going to have to overcome that and actually make the pledge to become stronger. We know he's going to join up with the rest of the sins against the 10 Commandments. We know that's going to happen. So that'd be a great way for Bond's character to interact. And of course, the interaction with him and Jericho, actually kind of funny when actually they had the apartment to themselves. Jericho took the bed and Bond was sleeping on the floor, and Jericho's like, you don't have to sleep on the floor, So it's like the romantic subtle hints there. So that was kind of funny. And then Bond was like, you're acting more like a lady than I thought you were. So that was funny. Ends with, I guess, entering Bond's flashback. So flashback mania is still running wild. The feels were there, no question. But did you guys cry? Let me know in the comments. That's it from me. Thanks so much for watching. Like this review if you do appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel for more 7 Deadly Sins. Catch you guys later.